Imam Al Saqid alayhi salam starts speaking about the creation of man. And he says that man was created within 3 darknesses. The darkness of the womb, the darkness within the embryo, the darkness within the fetus. That this small 3 layers of darkness, and everybody knows, any student of science knows that this sort of darkness, it's very hard to create any sort of life or cultivate life in this degree of darkness. There has to be some sort of a catalyst to allow for this life to come about. And through this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows for a human being to be created. Now people sit there and they say, oh, what are you talking about? We're in the age where you can choose the color of the eyes of the baby you want, or the sex of the baby that you want. Really? Is that the case? Then why is it that they need to still use the womb of a female to cultivate this colored eye or choice of sex baby that you need created? And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows this baby, this creation to be created, and in the womb, the food of this creation is blood. This is the source of food for this creation. This blood that gets carried through the umbilical cord into the baby to give the baby oxygen and nutrients. So we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives him something that's impossible for us to eat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects the baby in this womb until its skin grows and has the ability to protect itself. You notice that the skin, the largest organ on our body, the strongest organ on our body, it protects our whole body. Without your skin, what are you? When we hear stories, for example, about Nabi Yunus alayhi salam, that his skin got taken off completely when he was in the belly of the whale, and then he was thrown onto the shore in that manner. That you imagine if you were to peel off your skin, or the most damaging thing, for example, in a fire, when you get burnt, you lose your skin. And then this is what starts happening, infection, etc. They have to put you in some sort of a sealed room, etc., etc. Without going into too much detail, that until the baby has the strength to actually come out into the world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes the body of the mother or the womb uncomfortable for this child, to a degree that it is ejected out of the womb of the mother. And then this baby has the ability to live in this world. All of a sudden, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes blood bad for him. He makes blood something that's unallowable for him, haram, forbidden, that the blood can harm him and damage him. Instead, now he has these lungs to breathe the oxygen. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared above his head sacks of flesh, and these sacks of flesh, these breasts that carry the milk, is the perfect food for the baby. And these sacks of flesh are always hanging above him wherever he is. That this is the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it. Hasn't anyone ever thought that, oh my God, there is no logic behind the shape or the positioning of the anatomy of the human body? Of course, behind it there is wisdom. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed wisdom, and this is, I'm not making these things up, this is what Imam Al Saqid alayhi salam says about the baby. And then, as the baby grows older, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala slowly allows this baby to have teeth. Why? In order to strengthen his body, he must eat harder food. One must eat harder food, and therefore they need teeth to digest this food. And then slowly, the Imam speaks in detail about the growth of the child. And then he says, tell me, does this happen by chance? Do these things happen by chance? That ultimately this child can then chew, this child can then eat, this child grows into an adult. This child now has facial hair to show the difference between a child and a man, for example, for a male, and for a female, the signs of femininity, to distinguish a female from a child. And all of this, and then the Imam continues to say that if you were to just throw seeds on the floor, would you get a forest growing in lines? Impossible. The trees will grow all over the place. Some will grow, some won't. It needs planning. It needs some sort of intelligence for you to plant the seeds in rows in order for these trees to grow up in that manner, to grow and become in that manner. This is something that's basic. And so the Imam speaks about this in great. They have any answer for this? There is no answer for this. There is no answer other than what the reality is, and the reality is there is a creator. And whether you don't want to see in the darkness, and obviously the best light, and we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about the Ahlul Bayt as Masabih al-Wujh. that the Ahlul Bayt are the lanterns in the absolute darkness. That in the darkness of knowledge in this world, these are the lanterns. You want the light, you want the truth, you want the knowledge, this is what comes through. It comes through the Ahlul Bayt.